Hey guys, welcome to the DASHcast Podcast. This is Courtney. You guys have seen me before, but today we have a special guest. Her name is Ildiko. She's going to be talking with us a little bit about jumping into real estate and the journey that she's had working with other brokerages and kind of just going through trials and tribulations and finally finding her groove. So welcome, Ildiko. How are you today?
Thank you, Courtney. I'm doing really well. How
Good,
about
good,
you?
good. I'm doing okay. The weather is weathering, which we're helpful and
Right.
grateful for. I'm just waiting on some rain.
Oh, don't we all?
I think everybody in North Carolina is waiting on
Yeah,
rain.
absolutely. I think it's coming, actually.
I went to the lake last week and we were like, there's a distinct line where the water's supposed to be, and I'm not even kidding. It was about this high up from where the water's actually at. I'm like, this is
no
scary.
kidding. I run on the Greenway in Falls, and the river is so low. I haven't seen it. I've been here for like 5 years now and never seen it
Yeah,
that
so
low before.
send us some rain, please and thank you. So I want to dive in today talking a little bit about how you got started in real estate. So tell me first, what brought you to real estate, and what life decisions were like, okay, this might be something that is good for me.
Okay, so I'll try to squeeze it in a nutshell because it's a long story, but let me start where during COVID, I actually ended up separating from my that-time husband, and then eventually, shortly after that, I moved out with my son, and I found myself completely alone.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
Financially and everything. So I had no choice but to just, improvise and
Figure something out.
figure it out. And I did because I had a child to take care of. So one job after another led to one after another.
Yeah.
And then it started opening doors for me. And I realized as a female who went through such a hard times because of the marriage, it's like if you don't speak up, nobody will know, nobody could help you.
Yeah.
So I started confidently speaking up and say, hey, I need help, I need jobs. So that led to real estate.
Awesome.
And a friend of mine actually was telling me, it's like, hey, you've been hustling with all these different jobs. How about you get your license? And I'm like, I never
think
really
about that.
Right. I'm like, yeah, why don't I? What do I have to lose, right?
Yeah.
So I went through school, and during pre-licensing, I realized how much I actually love it. Learning everything about the law itself,
Yeah.
learning the ins and outs of
You
real
might be one of the
estate.
few that love the law, learning the law.
I don't know, I guess, but
It is a lot. It's a lot.
it is a lot.
Yeah.
But so mind you, English is my second language, right? So the pre-licensing itself is really, really hard.
The words, the verbiage, it's a lot.
Everything. But I felt like I'm like, give me more, give me more. I was soaking it in.
love that.
I absolutely loved it. So I'm like, okay, I think I can do it. And I had experience with, interacting with people because I was 14. I started modeling, and pretty much in my entire life I was
Wow.
doing that. So I was on my own.
Yeah.
And I was negotiating my own deals.
Contracts.
Everything.
Similar but not similar to what you do
Everything.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Different contracts, but still negotiating all the time.
Exactly. And it
Yeah.
taught me how to interact and handle people in certain situations
Yeah.
at such a young age.
And also protect yourself and
Protect-
read things thoroughly. Very important.
Precisely. And that's why I was not afraid to walk away from many, many deals because I'm like, you know what? This does not serve me.
Right.
So I learned at such a young age. So being around people for me was just so natural.
You're like, that's the bonus for being in real estate.
Absolutely. So on top of it, so that was my background as far as like, being with people, interacting
Right.
with people, helping people, looking out for them. And when I was going through these hard times during the separation and divorce, people were there for me.
Which is
people
amazing. You have to have
helping
support.
me, absolutely guiding me. So with real estate, I was like, you know what? This is my opportunity to kind of like, let's phrase it
Pay
this
it
way,
forward.
pay it forward.
Yep.
Exactly. So I
I
love
love
helping people, and I had clients, divorce, single moms, and they don't know what to do. It's like, help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I unfortunately have experience. I'm here to help you with these hard times.
Exactly. Same with first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
So I just genuinely love interacting with people and helping them and knowing real estate in and out, the law as well, and something that they are not aware of. It makes me feel good that I have the knowledge to help them and
to get them to a place that they feel comfortable moving forward and making all these big life-changing decisions.
Precisely.
So when you were like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get licensed, I'm going to go ahead and dive deep, what were your initial expectations for real estate? Because I feel like a lot of agents first getting their license, we have no idea what to expect or where our next paycheck is coming from and how to find a good firm. Literally nobody tells you any of those things unless you go actively seeking it from other agents who have been in the business. So what was your first expectation of what real estate was going to be like? And then kind of talk me through how you eventually got started in your business, getting your license and actually working with clients.
Right. So I actually knew and I was aware that this was going to be a long road. Having real estate friends, and they even prepped me for that, and they were brutally honest with me. And
which is really good because honestly, be brutally honest instead of like fluff it up and tell me I'm going to make $200,000 in 3 months. You're like,
I know. I mean, honestly, that was in my mind, and that was the goal. And that is the goal, to get to a point when I'm like, yes, I did it. It's a long road, as we all know that, right? So, but they were like, yeah, you know what? You're so natural. You're going to be good, and it's going to pick up, but be prepared, and you have to have some, extra cash in your savings in your bank account just in case.
Yeah.
So, mind you, that time I had a really good job, like, as an independent contractor. So, but I'm like, I need to dive in, because if I don't, I can't do this part-time. And by then, luckily, I had this wonderful man in my life whom I'm about to get married to. So he was there for me to hold my hand and guide me and help me.
Love to hear that.
When it was needed. So with his help and encouragement, actually.
Also very important.
Exactly. He was like, no, you need to focus on this 100% full time. Yeah. So that's what I did. So, but as a new licensee, I'm like, where do I go?
Where do I start? What do I do?
Exactly. So I went to one firm, and I actually took a job first as an ISA.
Okay.
Which was the best decision ever.
Okay.
And nobody tells you this in pre-licensing, by the way.
Because I'm like, this is new news to me, so share.
So it's because a lot of agents, until this day, they don't know how to talk on the phone with the client. Amen. They are scared to pick up the phone. They don't know what kind of questions to ask.
Especially now when everyone's like texting and emailing.
Exactly.
It's like you still need to get on the phone.
Exactly. So I learned everything from this one specific person. And I owe this person everything, because this person taught me so much about that being an ISA.
Right.
And so yeah, it just basically was like a stepping stone for me.
Right.
One step closer to success. But then, I started seeing that all the leads that I was giving out to agents.
Like, this could be me.
It could be me, because they were messing it up and they were complaining. And then I'm like, you know what?
I would maybe handle this a little bit different, or I would maybe do this. Maybe I should give it a try.
Or if I mess it up, I will hold myself accountable, not blaming others.
Right.
Like they did, like, hey, they are not picking up the phone, and they would kick it back to us and like, hey, can you warm them up? I'm like, I just literally talked to them yesterday.
The appointment.
Yes, they are ready to go. So just be
do your
consistent.
job.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I was like, you know what? I had enough. I want to be on the field, and I want to do it myself. I mean, heck, the law and everything.
Yes.
And I love home, so I switched over, and it just, with that specific brokerage, it just didn't turn out the way I wanted to be. So we departed.
So what were a couple of the things that you ran into initially, first being in the field, that you were like, okay, well, I didn't know that, or I don't know how to answer this, or I've never heard of this. Like, what were those initial things or roadblocks, I guess, you ran into with those first handful of clients that kind of I don't want to say set the tone because you're doing great now, but in that moment maybe set the tone for what real estate was going to be like. You're like, this might not be for me, or maybe this is, and I'm just not where I'm supposed to be. So what were a couple of those roadblocks you ran into?
Well, as a new full-time broker, everything.
She was like, everything was a roadblock.
Everything. But I have a mindset that this is a learning curve.
Yeah.
Everybody learns. I don't care how old you are. We are going to be learning till the end of
the
time.
last moment of
Right?
life. Yep.
So I'm like, this is part of the process. But I felt lost because I felt like I wasn't getting the support and help that I was seeking and desperately needed, and certain things I didn't even know I needed.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I mean, I had no issue talking to people and signing them and explaining everything in the documents.
Thoroughly and all that
But
stuff.
when it came to showing homes, I didn't want to be that agent who just opens the door.
You're like,
Go ahead and
"Hey."
look around and let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
I felt like that's not me.
Yeah.
But nobody really taught me
How to do that part.
how to do that part or guide me like, hey, you are doing it wrong. This is how it should be.
Or look out for this and not this.
None of
or
that, yeah.
explain this more in depth, or whatever the case may be.
Precisely. So I was like, I am missing many, many major
Chunks
chunks.
of this business.
Yeah. And I'm
Yes.
like, how am I going to get better as an agent if I don't get the support and
Right?
guidance?
Like, if I don't know what I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
A couple of things that you ran into from the beginning, basically not really having support, and then also not knowing what you didn't know. So like how to actually show a home to clients, or all the stuff that you can read through and memorize contracts and stuff like that. I feel like that came easy to you because you were used to doing that.
Right.
But more of like the in-field real life stuff was like the things that you're running into roadblocks with.
yes, exactly. And I think that is just as important as knowing everything on paper.
Right.
Because honestly, like, what kind of value am I showing to a client if I just, it's like, yeah, just go ahead and look around.
Yeah, if you just know one document, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
now here's everything. You like still have to be able to coach them through it, and then to say, okay, this is how these things on paper turn into real life.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but still, I still had that mindset of like, okay, just keep going, and trust the process until I was like, at this point, I am not
Where
trusting.
is the process
Yeah.
going to process
Yeah.
and do its thing?
I felt like I was like, I had many clients, but I felt like I was just standing in a big puddle of water and not moving forward and started drowning. But I kind of like that point, I was like, am I in the right business? But I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, I love this. But
I feel like that happens with so many agents, though. It's like you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm either out or I've unfortunately got to like, I'm like knee deep in sinking hole. And I'm like either just going to sink or I've got to like crawl myself out of this.
Yes.
Because not a lot of agents in those first 6, 8, 9 months can crawl themselves out. That's why so many people get out of business so early.
Right. And you see, even in pre-licensing, they tell you how many agents drop out within the first year. And I am a go-getter. And
Like, that's not going to be me.
and, right. And I'm a kind of like competitive in my own way
Yeah.
in certain situations. And I'm like, I am not going to be that agent who's going to drop out within
In the first
a year.
4 months.
Right.
Like, that's not even giving it a full...
Right. I say I'm not going to be that person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, let's go. So I started like, kind of sniffing around and, exploring other options.
Okay.
And I knew I had to make a change. So yeah.
So once you decided you needed to make a change, what were the initial things that you wanted to make sure you got out of wherever you were headed next in terms of real estate? So was it just support? Was it more leads? Were you interested in being on a team or not on a team? Like, what were those things that you had learned were super important to you and you were looking for?
So first and foremost, micromanagement. Do not micromanage me, please. We are all 1099s, right?
Yes, independent contractor,
Right.
bold, underlined,
Right.
star.
I do understand that we need support via like a brokerage, right?
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult to be on your own, especially when it's your first year in real estate. Good luck
Yes.
with that. When you don't have a big sphere of influence,
Yep.
or you don't know that many people. Mind you, that time I had been living here for like 3-4 years, something like that.
Yeah,
in
so
North
you know
Carolina.
enough people, but not like a lot.
Right. And I had other friends who were solo agents, and they always end up with a brokerage because with the brokerage you get the support, you get the leads, and you get everything that you need. It's much easier.
Also get like the whole legal part of it.
Yes.
Lying on your brokerage's back instead of your back, so it's a lot less liability for you.
Absolutely right. So I knew I'm like I'm not gonna be a solo agent, no. But I knew that micromanagement wasn't for me. If I wanted to be micromanaged, you know what? I could have gone to a big corporate and become like I don't
corporate
know,
America 9 to 5, whatever.
Right, exactly.
But that's not what you signed up for.
No. And I feel like that when somebody's being micromanaged and constantly pounding and just do this and do this and do that, you cannot move forward and be successful because in your mind it's like, oh my God, I'm constantly doing something wrong. I have to satisfy everybody's needs in the management side. And you lose focus on how to take good care of a client.
Right.
And I
too many things going on up here.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't need that. So
you're like, that's the number one for me. Yes. No micromanagement, please, 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 no.
Right. And then of course leads.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I could go into that, but so leads were really, really important to me. I wasn't getting leads. They made me go through so many hoops and hurdles in order to get leads, and I'm like, I am fresh.
But when am I gonna get them?
Right. I'm like, mind you, like I understand that every brokerage has their own rules and expectations. Right. That's completely understandable, and I get that. However, how can I move forward and be successful as certain brokerage claim that, hey, we'll make you successful if you hold my wings down.
Yeah, or don't give me any at-bats.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am fresh out of school.
Yeah.
Everything in my mind is still fresh. Just because I am a new agent, it doesn't mean that I'm stupid and I don't know fully what I'm doing. Give me the opportunity and I will
prove myself.
Exactly. Yes. And I will prove you wrong because I know I can do it. If I mess it up, or if you see that I am like completely incapable of doing this or succeed in this business, fine.
Tell me.
So
then we can work on it, get better, and then have another at-bat. Because you don't get good at real estate by just being told what to do.
Right.
You actually have to go do it.
Right. So, and I wanted a leadership, not a dictatorship.
Got it.
Know the difference.
Yeah.
A good leader will hold your hand and say, hey, this is where I came from. This is where I am right now. I'll show you how to get there. And with that, I'll give you everything that I know, all the tools and support and sources. Yeah. But that's when they say you can only lead a horse to the water, right?
You still have to meet me.
Right.
With effort and showing up and all that kind of stuff. I'll give you the tools.
Exactly.
But we're going to walk hand in hand. I'm not going to drag you.
Yes.
You got to meet me right here.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's how I found Dash, because everything that I had in my mind that I wanted and didn't want, actually, that was Dash for me.
Yeah. Well, I love to hear that, and we're super, super excited, and we love that you're with us.
Thank you.
We want to talk a little bit more about your first couple of months with your new firm, and then kind of how you are now. So when you first joined and you did start getting those at-bats, you did start getting leads, how were you feeling? Were you feeling a little bit more prepared, still kind of stumbling? Like, what were those first couple of months after joining a new spot did you feel?
I felt great. I'm not joking. After 1 week being in boot camp, I was like, really? It's really that easy? And everything that I was like so hungry for, the knowledge, I was getting it in like 1 week. And it was super easy.
Yeah. Taking all the stuff you had already taught yourself.
Right.
And making it real life and like able to like transfer into actually your business.
And I just absolutely love boot camp. I must say this, by the way, and thank you as well, because you were part of it. Everybody was just so chill and relaxed, but yet professional, right? And then nobody was afraid to make a joke and just have a good time as we were learning. Also makes a big difference.
Yes.
So after I finished boot camp, and my leads were turned on.
Yes.
Exclamation mark. That was easy, right?
Yes.
Because I did everything that was required, and honestly, it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
And bam, got my first lead. Bam, closed within a month, and then I just took off one after another. It was like 1.5 closings a month.
Which is amazing.
I was like...
Especially for a new agent, which their average
Yes.
is like 1 or 2 a year, if that.
But you see, Dash promised, I mean, nobody has a crystal ball.
Right.
But they did promise that every new agent, and it doesn't matter whether you're a brand new agent or a seasoned agent, you finish boot camp, we turn your leads on after you do the requirements and whatnot, and then you'll be successful. And I'm like, yeah.
If you put in the work.
Right. But at first I was like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
And I took off.
Yeah.
Seriously took off. And until this day, I'm consistent. However, this business is a roller coaster. But the most proud I am of that was December.
Okay.
I put 5 people under contract in December.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, where did everybody come from?
Yeah, you're like, but it's a long game, like you said, from the beginning.
Yes.
And I feel like once you really understand that, yes, you do convert sometimes that first lead on the first date. Sometimes very long game, very nurture, very okay. They come out the woodworks in 6 months, 8 months. So I feel like because you came from already knowing it was going to be a long game, which is great because a lot of people don't know that. And then also understanding how important it is to have leads and get those at bats to either succeed or fail really, really helps you, I think, just continue to succeed.
Right.
When you actually are given the at bats. Yes.
So, but mind you, like nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too.
Same. All the time.
But what was it to me? It's like, yes, immediately I got my leads and I took off and I'm like, holy cow, I can definitely do it. Even though I was still unsure in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what? No problem. I went to XYZ in the office. Anybody, I can go to anybody anytime. And it was like, no worries, come here.
Yeah.
They would sit down with me. You did that too.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
I shadowed you too.
Yeah.
And then you also took your time and walked me through step by step instead of like, how come you don't know this? You should know this by now. Like, you know, that negative, like putting you down.
Yeah. Like, I don't know because I'm new and this is the first time for me. I just joined this brokerage or I just joined real estate in general. How am I supposed to know everything until I'm actually actively working with clients and in the thick of it?
And that's what I didn't get in another brokerage. And I was put down. It's like, how come that you don't know this? You should know this by now. I'm
because
like,
I'm new.
But that's what I'm asking because I am not sure. So at Dash, until this day, whether it's a minor little thing or something major, everybody holds my hands. Everybody, whether it's a new agent, a seasoned agent, management, the CEO even, Q, everybody is there and will guide you. And it's like, we got you. You have like a whole army behind you.
Yes, you do. And I love how you say that because I feel I came from another brokerage before I ended up where I'm at now. And I feel like we had very similar experiences. I was thrown to the wolves. I didn't know what I got myself into. I was working anywhere between here and Charlotte. Didn't even know that was the territory I was covering. Didn't know what type of leads. No support, nothing. I was literally Googling everything. Yeah. Google was my best friend, my mentor, my broker in charge. Like, I was like, I don't know anything. So, like, when you do find somewhere that's able to give you support and answer questions, it literally makes or breaks your business. I can't stress that enough.
Yes.
Like,
and also asking those questions or knowing that, like you, I know your story. I know, even just now you shared it, like, you know, certain things. And it also gives me a boost too. It's like, okay, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I'm walking the same road like they did.
There's so many
They never
agents.
give up.
Yeah.
And I'm learning from all of you daily. And it just makes me feel like you know, I can definitely do this.
Awesome. I'm so excited for you. So in your career, in the last, let's say, year or so, at what point did you kind of just get like an inkling or maybe like a review from a client where you're like, this is 100% what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, did you have a moment where after you'd done a couple of transactions or after you talked with a couple of people, you're like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, so my first closing with Dash was actually at the end, very end. It wasn't what I was expecting. However, it was a mess. The client kind of lost it. And I was with the client at the closing. I had my laptop in my lap, just waiting for, the news that, hey, congratulations, the deed has been recorded. Things went sideways. So my client was not happy. Emails and text messages were going back and forth between the attorneys and them, and I'm seeing everything. So here I am, my very first transaction with Dash, and it's going sideways. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I took a deep breath, and I'm like, I have to be the person who holds it together.
Yeah.
So I remained calm, and I was trying to okay, listen, this is normal. This could happen. The deed is going to get recorded.
Breathe.
Long story short, I was in Greensboro from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. because we had the final walkthrough in the morning and then signing the paperwork and then waiting for the deed to be recorded. And I was sweating it. I even had to call Britain and many other people. I was like, help. But when I walked back, smile, confidence, I got this. So I was really proud of that. And then throughout the year, I had clients, they were just so appreciative of me, of my knowledge, how I handle things, my kindness, and being a human being.
Yeah.
Just being a human and
you
being
just
an
have
honest
to actually
human.
care.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then at closing, see, I'm going to tear up now. When they turned to me with teary eyes and they gave me that big hug.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, thank you so much for guiding us and making it happen.
Yeah.
Without you, we don't know how we could have done this.
Right.
And now they are inviting me to barbecues and, we became friends.
Awesome.
And
that's the goal. That's the goal.
I have several clients like that. It's just, it just makes me emotional. Yeah. That's when I know it's like every tear, heartache,
12-hour days, driving in the car for a gajillion years.
It's all worth it.
Yeah.
But I also just recently had a really, I hit that point when I'm like, am I in the right business? It took me 24 hours to get over it, but yes. But again, I reached out to my team lead. I reached out to a lot of people for just to vent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did I do something wrong? Because
as an agent,
right? But as an agent, as you know, first when something goes sideways, you question yourself immediately. Mm-hmm. Instead of blaming oh, he or she did this and that, it wasn't my fault. I immediately what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
But then I realized,
because you don't know in that moment, it's everything is on your shoulders because you are front facing. You're the one coordinating so many things. So it's whenever one little thing does go wrong, you feel it deeply because you're like, oh my gosh, my clients are relying on me to get to the finish line, all this stuff.
Yes.
So that is definitely, I feel like something that every agent, especially in their first 2 years, are still oh my gosh, am I doing this for real? Am I staying in this business?
Yes.
Or am I going, just work at Starbucks and call it a day? I've literally told myself that a million times. I was like, I could just be working at Sephora or something. Yes. And just when I leave work, I clock out and that's it.
Yeah.
We don't clock out. We're answering calls, texts, day in, day out. You're on vacation. Yeah, you can take vacation whenever you want. But you better have your laptop and you better have your phone because you're going to be in the pool. You're going to do this. So I feel don't ever, now, that it is very, very, very common for just about any and every agent to go through that same feeling.
Yeah, it was hard. It hit me hard. What happened, it really, really hit me hard. But I realized, and everybody else who was involved assured me that it's nothing I did wrong.
Yeah.
There's written proof of everything, but still. But I think to your point, it's because we are full-time brokers and we at Dash, I feel like we all fully care about our clients because Dash is really client oriented.
Yes.
Client comes first. If their timeline is different, that's fine. If their needs are different, that's fine.
Yep.
We are not going to push them into a deal that we feel like they're second guessing, right?
No.
Just to look good on paper. That's not who we are.
Yeah.
So to your point, yes, I am going to have my laptop in my lap when I'm on vacation or I'm waiting at the doctor's office. I'm still working, right? And when it was oh, I'm taking a vacation now, I'm like, well, good for you.
Yeah.
I still need
to be present.
Yeah.
You need to be present in your personal life, but you also need to be present for your clients. And I think that real estate, once you get good at figuring out how you best work, that's like one of the beauties of it is that you can do all these things and have a life and take kids to this and drop them off here and go on vacations because you now know how to best to work your business in the background, which is the best part. I think that we basically kind of got a good idea of your start to your current. Any advice you would love to give agents who are just getting their license and kind of figuring out what are next steps?
Well, first of all, come to Dash. I feel like because, the advice would be always ask questions, interview brokerage, right?
Yep.
What you need to ask is, am I going to get leads? And if so, what kind of leads am I getting? Do I have to go through hoops and hurdles to get the leads? What are the splits? And just because I'm new, does it mean that I'm gonna be in the bottom of the bucket, or am I gonna be treated equally with other seasoned agents?
Right.
So that regard,
yes,
I can say confidently, come to Dash.
Yeah.
Yes, by all means, interview Dash.
Yeah.
But you'll see that support that you need as a brand new agent, you are going to get it, and you are going to get great leads. But you also have to put the work in.
Yeah.
That would be my other advice for new agents. Don't think that, I got my license and here I come. I'm gonna make a gazillion dollars right away. No, it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of time away from your family and loved ones. You have to sacrifice. If you want to be successful, you have to sacrifice your own personal time and dedicate it to real estate. So when your friends are like going out, say, come on, let's go out for a drink.
I have showings at 8 a.m. and they're 45 minutes away.
Right? Or stay home, do your nurtures, do your social media, whatever helps you to boost your business, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's sacrifice, and they need to know that. A lot of agents are not aware of that, and when they affiliate with a brokerage, and then all of a sudden, I don't feel like answering the phone. It's just too much work. I gotta go get my nails done right now. I don't have time for this. Well, you know what, sweetheart? I'm sorry for saying this, but then this business is not for you.
Yeah, because you have to be on it.
And you're in it or you're out.
Yeah, and I think that that's super important. Is like one of the things that I like ended up hearing in the first year or so is like I left a 9 to 5 to work, left 40-hour week to work like an 80-hour week because you're an entrepreneur, you're starting your own business.
Yes.
So yes, you do have a lot more freedom.
Yes.
But you also have to have a lot more discipline.
Yes.
Which is the scary part. Not everybody has that. But for new agents, I definitely feel like making sure you're asking the right questions. You're interviewing the brokerage, not the other way around.
Yes. And also they are going to have to do things that it's out of their comfort zone. Something is uncomfortable, such as picking up the phone.
Yeah.
And talking
negotiating.
Yeah. It's out of your comfort
Answering the
zone.
phone with a smile, even though you want to cry.
Right. But this is what's going to make them stronger and better agents and better business people. Just
totally agree.
Do the uncomfortable.
Yeah. And then get really good at getting discipline and being okay with failure.
Absolutely.
And learning. Because it's not fun. A lot of people don't take failure well.
I know.
Which is really hard. But in this business, you have to take it, learn from it. Keep
Absolutely.
rolling.
And you are going to fail.
Yeah.
If you don't fail, then you're not doing something right.
Yeah. It's too easy.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good. You're going to run into it. Everybody's going to run into it. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
I'm so glad you came with us. And again, thanks for sharing your story with everybody.
Thank you so much, Courtney.
Of course.
It was a pleasure.
Just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, repost, share, all the fun things. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We would love to get back to you and kind of just help you figure out if real estate is a journey for you. And thanks again.